Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Depends when you're watching this video. This is Mr. Argueta at week number 6, guys. First and foremost, congratulations for making it thus far. We are essentially this week and next week will be your final week. So this will be the last discussion that you will participate in. And it happens to be my favorite discussion. So I'm excited about this week. So as usual, let me tell you what happened last week, what's going on this week, and what to expect for next week. So last week, of course, in our video, we met Meg, and we appreciate her taking time to come out. Thank you for all the replies. I'll be reviewing all that in the next couple of days here and getting a grade out for you. And I think for the most part, we're on track. I got a few things left that we got to get done as a class. One of them is our final that would happen next week. So keep in mind that the questions on the final are questions you already seen before. We know that already. It's a time test of 40 minutes. So make sure you're prepared to do it in one sitting. What else can I tell you about it? It's multiple choice, like your midterm, essentially. No surprises there. I'm not trying to trick you in any way. And then, of course, this is your last discussion. And as always, the expectation has always been your original post before about the middle of the week or so we can be able to use it for other people to reply to. And then, of course, the responses to classmates and this video. My favorite discussion, and I hope you guys have followed the trend here on what's going on in our discussion posts, and why I emphasize discussion so much is I hope you went through sort of a self-analysis journey where you explored the way you view the world and the concepts that you have, and also that of other people. We talked about your introduction, and then we jumped into ethical perspective, SWOT analysis, leadership, and the difference between leadership and management. And my favorite discussion is your purpose statement. And the reason why it's designed that way is so you can explore who you are, and hopefully in this journey of discovery, you understand that understanding who you are is the most important part about management. SWOT analysis not only is a great tool in business, but in ourselves. What is it that makes me stand out? What are my strengths? And what are my weaknesses internally? And match that up to opportunities that exist in the market or threats that exist in the market for a person such as myself. And then, of course, your purpose statement and your leadership style should all come together in understanding, why am I doing this? What is the purpose of all of this? Because if we don't have that, you're going to quit. You're going to give up. You're not going to have the fuel you need to continue forward in regards to this journey or any journey. So to me, it's extremely important for you to see Dr. Potash, who was a professor at Carnegie Mellon, share his journey. But also, I added in there my 2019 speech and sharing my journey. And I hope you connected to this class because my journey is ongoing. And I have ups and downs, and you've been a perfect witness of that in this class. In 2019, when the speech was done, I was still very ill and on dialysis. And I have been on dialysis for 19 years. In 2023, I received that call that I mentioned. I got a transplant in New York. I had to relocate myself to New York for 6 months to recover. And upon returning, I was in perfect health for the last couple of years. And in the middle of this class, in the beginning of this class, I had an issue. I had some problems medically. But I have a purpose statement to continue to push forward and a goal for myself, my children, my family, my people, my community, my students. And that's what keeps me going. I'm no longer working for myself or for my gain, but for that of my children and my family. I do believe in my faith and scripture, and one of the things that scripture teaches me, you don't have to follow this, it's just my personal perspective. It says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. I'm at that point. I want to work towards that goal. That's my goal. I want to be defined as a good man when I'm no longer in this earth. And in order to do that, I have to leave a legacy, not only financially, but of hard work and ethic and respect and love, and to love those around me. So I encourage you to not just blow this off, but to take this moment to reflect upon your journey, where you're at. And I already see some people written theirs out. I'm excited to read it because this is my favorite view of your personal perspective of life. So I encourage you to take this and use it as a moment of reflection. Use it as a moment of reality check, maybe. One of the other things that I don't do this because I feel it's too dark, but when I went to communication and speech classes in my undergrad, one of the topics that we had to create a speech on was create your own obituary, which is very daunting to talk about yourself dead. But it was very life-changing. And what do I want people to say about me when I'm no longer here? Now, I know it's dark, and I know it's a very difficult place to be and put yourself in, but it helped me ground me and know, what do I want from this life? What do I want people to remember of me? What do I want to be recognized as? What do I want life to look like? And it sort of gave me a compass. And I hope that in some small part, you take the advantage that you have, this as an assignment to do the same, to create sort of an arrow pointing you into the direction that you want to go to. And use this class as a catalyst to help you propel you there. So that all said, this is why it's my favorite discussion, because management is about you more than it is about the people you manage. It's about how you perceive yourself and how you utilize that as a strength to help those around you to become not only good managers, but great leaders. So I hope you enjoyed the process, the conversation, and the class. I hope to see you in other classes. If we do, it's structured similar. And if not, I wish you the very best. And I hope that you took something away with you from this class that you would use. The process in my mind of learning is, and this is how I know students have taken something from the class, is when you transfer this information and utilize it somewhere else. For example, in our discussion of ethics and the conversation of the trolley, or is it ever okay to lie? When you grab that conversation and you take it to your personal life, and maybe you ask your loved ones, your siblings, your friends, and you say, hey, do you think it's ever okay to lie? Or you say, hey, what would you do in this scenario? To me, that's the concept of learning. When you grab a thought, a concept, and you utilize it to analyze yourself and those around you, that's when I feel like I've accomplished my job, to be able to help someone view life from a different perspective and not just be narrow-minded in regards to how this works. And management is about being very broad understanding of life. And I'm not telling you acceptance of it. I'm telling you understanding it. So I hope it helped. I'm doing well, by the way. I'm recovering slowly but surely, as you can tell. Still dealing with some lethargicness and recovering slowly but surely. Still a little weak, but I'll get there. I know I will. And thank you for your thoughts and your prayers and your continuation of that. But this is my farewell to you in regards to our class. I'm available to you. When registration opens, you'll see an email go out and have you guys, once again, utilize us as a resource. If you know what class you need, please register once registration opens for the spring semester. But if you have questions regarding what do I do in this situation, or how do I move into this area, and so on and so forth, that's what we're here for. So I hope you take advantage of that. Take care, everyone. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Hopefully we'll see you in other classes. If not, have a wonderful, wonderful time in your follow-up semester here. Take care.